If you're watching this, hello. This is my first video on this channel. I won't bore you with the usual introduction video formula, like stating goals and what I'll be talking about, as most people ignore that anyway. Instead, I'm just going to jump straight into it and you will find out what happens throughout the year. All I will say is that I will be talking about whatever I feel like and maybe steal some ideas from the comments. With that being said, I already kind of lied. I have to talk about what my plans are for this channel. This will be a tool and help emphasize the message that I'm portraying, challenging yourself. As someone who has skated by in life, challenging yourself is quite the chore. I've had my ups and downs, but for the most part, I have actually had to seek out challenges if I wanted to face them. There's a massive difference between natural and unnatural challenges. Natural challenges are ones that you can't avoid. These are things like not having enough money for rent or a health complication. As an example, let's say your mom had a heart attack or had like a health scare. That's probably extremely worrisome, of course, but also really challenging, as it's going to weigh on your mind for a long time. Not only is it going to attack your mental, it's going to do countless other things that you probably don't even consider when it first happens. Like assuming you still live at home, you might have to take the dog out in the mornings in her stead, and this will mess up your sleep schedule, which then will slowly deteriorate your health. Or through this problem that she had, she'll have to leave work and now no one's making money in the house. That means you'll have to go out and work, or you'll have to move, or it could be anything. And if this is a true story for you, I'm really sorry you had to go through that. It definitely takes a lot of courage and strength to pull through, and I can't really imagine it and don't want to for whenever it happens inevitably. But that's just an extreme example to paint a picture. We should be on the same page of what a natural challenge is. An unnatural challenge, on the other hand, is something that can very much be avoided. Unnatural challenges aren't always devastating, at least at first glance. People will always do some sort of unnatural challenge, like going to the gym, studying hard in school, or starting a YouTube channel. These are all good things. The YouTube one could be bad in certain cases, especially if you blow up by saying a cringe catchphrase about spitting on something, and then making a podcast about it, eventually using that clout to do a crypto scam. But other than that, I think making YouTube videos is usually a nice outlet for people. What do these three things have in common? And really any challenging obstacle that you partake upon yourself? That would be determination and motivation. As someone who has lacked these things throughout life, I can empathize with those who feel that they're a piece of shit. Not to bring the mood down anymore, but it's hard sticking with something long term. And in an age when we're constantly bombarded with attention-grabbing bullshit and brain rot, well, that just makes it all that much harder. I have a simple message though for anyone who's struggling or currently on an attempt of bettering themselves. Keep fucking trying and don't stop. My goal for this channel is not for anyone watching. Honestly, I don't give a shit if you watch or not. I had a channel before this where I tried to make things I thought people wanted to see, and it just wasn't working. I lost my motivation really quickly, and it was just not very fun. This channel is to challenge myself to stick with something that may not always be easy for at least a year. I want to post at least one video a week talking about stuff that I'm interested in. Making videos will become an outlet for sharing my thoughts and quote-unquote research, and then using that same research to fuel my desire to make videos. This channel will be my way of recording my journey of becoming a better man. I will happily engage with you if you comment your thoughts or rebuttals on my videos, and if I'm wrong, I would love to hear your take on it. I'm not the brightest light bulb, so I have a good feeling I'm gonna be shit on a lot for my dumb opinions and dumb ideas. And then of course, like I mentioned, I may even take your comments as inspiration, and if this channel ends up with no one watching, that's okay because this is just a personal challenge for me. If I fail by not staying determined, and only time will tell, there will be regrets for myself later down the line. This is the devastating part of unnatural challenges, not following through and having the feeling of not trying hard enough. Living in the present is obviously what we do, but through that means there's a boatload of distractions for our long-term goals. It's really hard to follow through on personal goals, especially when there's no one to hold you accountable for them. When it's just you and yourself, it's very easy to succumb to excuses. I mean, take a look at New Year's resolutions. Most people will go the first 2 weeks, but then as soon as they drop their guard, the temptation to skip a day and think, well, missing one day won't hurt, ends up being their downfall. Missing that one day absolutely hurts. You can celebrate the wins, but just don't let it get to your head. The weird thing about life is that as soon as you sit back and bask in your glory, you unwillingly unwind a lot of that progress. In a way, not that I'm religious or anything, but life is just suffering. But through that suffering comes fulfillment and joy. If I followed my own advice, I would be ripped and rich, to which I'm neither, but we'll see how that goes after this year. Anyway, I want to keep this one short. If you actually watched this whole thing and want me to extrapolate upon anything, let me know in the comments. But other than that, thanks very much and have a great day.